What you're about to see is a video snippet from inside the boiler room. Every single morning before the open of the US stock markets, I analyze dozens of stocks and then decide on the trades that we're going to look at for that day with dozens of traders. We all get together, execute trades, chat some, and make some money together on a Zoom conference call. Go to thepatterntrader.com/club to find out more. I've got some Zoom on. I bought that nicely in the 7 handle. You know, on one hand, this could go. On the other hand, you know, you've already had pretty extended moves pretty quickly. You know, I'm looking at this very much as a trading market. And this is what I advise in the guidelines. If you have profits, just take them off. I mean, as it got to the highs on Friday, I started taking a third of my position off. You know, I got in here I actually bought into a lower opening on Friday. You know, went up almost 10% on the day. So I took off a third of my position. And, you've already, I like things that start, gradually and build. This kind of, has just had already 3 huge expanded range days. And now you're, right at the top of the symmetrical triangle. So, if we go up today, $2, $3, $4, I'm just going to bang out of the rest of my position and reevaluate. Boeing's had a huge run. So you wonder how much is left on the table there. So you can see there's been this whole downtrend line, and look where we are, man. We're right there. Right there. So, now is this going to break out? It could still go a little bit more, but I would expect this to be a fake out breakout. Even if we manage to get above here, I think it's likely not going to get above there. So maybe we still have a little bit more to run. And, maybe we get a bit of a breakout above this thing. But now you're going to get into an area of a lot of supply up here. So, but this is still going up. I wouldn't short it. So, there's that. Let me just kind of look at the monthly. It kind of looks, man, I don't know. This is the real pattern here, this head and shoulders. But then it did its work. Now you kind of got this. And I suspect this is kind of a Moderna-like, phenomenon where you got this pattern here. And who knows where this could go before it runs into trouble again. So I think we're, between support and resistance, and it could go, anywhere and everywhere in between. And you can see this downtrend line, man. You can just see this intersect. I could see this, well, maybe sneaking out here, but then likely to be a trap. So you can just see that now we're really at the moment of truth. It looks like we've got a bottom. It looks like we're banging up, but you're against the substantial downtrend line. So now the question is, now you just observe, does the market pull back and then start, bouncing off here? Is this real, or, does it crap out and go this way? And, until we get more information. So I just look at where we are, and we're at a substantial inflection point. And now all you could really do is step back and see, how does the market negotiate these levels? And it's, still a downtrend, right? The secular trend is still lower. So, you do get these bounces, but then it bounces back into the trend. And I would kind of expect at some point that same thing again. But, who knows? So all you can do then is understand where the key levels are. And actually, if you look at this on an even bigger, I think this comes all the way lower. Look at this. Look at that. That's been a pretty governing downtrend line. And now you're starting to break out. And so is that just the start of something that, goes that way? The only problem here, well, I see 2 things. So, sometimes we, on one hand, I see the very profound bottom. There's another bottom, and that's what we see. But then I see also, this is why I really like bar charts, because bars like this really kind of catch my attention. This is only the daily. Usually it's more informative on the weekly. So even if we've got a little bit to go, this guy right here at about 185, this is where this thing's going to struggle. So, now you have to determine, is there enough, meat left on the bone to take a shot at this thing? And I would argue not. The thing is, you could see it's like if I've missed this leg, now it looks like, fuck, you want to get in just because you missed this thing and it's going, and now it's an inside day bar, and now you're kind of, but this is where if you've missed this, you need, you can't just buy it at the top of the energy, buy it right there. You need that elastic band, you need that pullback, and if you miss it and it goes up, then oh well. But I think there's, this resistance area right here, about $8 away. And you see these things and they compel you because it looks like now you're breaking out. You're breaking above this neckline. You're breaking above this double top head and shoulders. You've got the inside day bar coil and it looks very enticing. But I just feel like if I didn't get it earlier in this thing, do I really want to? This is just like an ego thing. This is like, fuck, I've missed so much already. I don't want to miss it as it goes up more. And so I would rather wait for the consolidation here, the pullback, the something. This is where I like to catch things. I like to see, okay, I got a bottom here, and this is the coil. This is where it's starting to build energy. So I like to get something as the train's leaving the station, catch that move. Now to kind of come in now, I think you're taking your chances. I could be wrong. The freaking thing could be up $20 today. But I got to say, too good. And, that's the thing, for me, and I constantly struggle with this because you see so many things, you see so many moves. And when I see something like this, Dragon, I'm the same thing. Inside day bar coil, big uptrend. I want to catch it. But this is where you got to, what works for you? It's like, I always got to ask myself, what is my strategy? Where are my strengths? So there are so many moves and there's so many things that I miss. There's so many things that, just don't work according to my strategy. But then there are so many things that do, where I make 5 times my money. And it's like, so you don't need to be everywhere. You just need to understand where are your strengths, what works for you. And I constantly have to work on this. Just say, is this my trade or am I chasing this? Is this really? So more and more, the discipline is, even if you see a top, you wait for the pullback and then you get the release. So when you're in this mode of chasing things, you see the top and then you chase the momentum. And then now, you're fighting this and what have you. And so I constantly, because I'm always early, and so I always have to, I'm always early. So I see it there. And then I got to go through all of this, creates doubt and what have you. And then it goes. So it's constantly kind of finding out, what works for you. And this game is all about discipline. And if you try and be everywhere and everything to every trade, this is where it gets. And it's hard because there's thousands of moves. It really pisses me off. And that's why I try and really, have a screen now where I just try and look at the things that I'm looking at. Because if I get all these names, I'm going to be pissed that I missed this move in Dash or Teledoc or this and that. And it really, and it's like, why didn't I do that? I saw that. And so the thing is to just try and focus, try and select, a risk reward trade, and then be disciplined about that. And this game is not, and especially now where it's just like careening all over the place. Wednesday was 1,000,000 miles south, and then Thursday was 1,000,000 miles north. And it's, know thyself. This game is, especially now, it's violent and vicious, and wait for your setups. And if they're not there, pass. Like my mind today, we've already had a pretty big move. So in my mind, I want to kind of see a consolidation. I don't want to chase anything. I don't really want to put on new trades. Hey, if you would like to trade alongside me every day and join our most prestigious program, then head over to thepatterntrader.com/club for more information.